And we all have the same problem. The same problem is that we feel as if we expand ourselves. Now, not every man is doing this. Don't get me wrong. Not every man, some men are really going 50-50 for real. Some men are going 20-80 and it's 80% the woman. But for the men that are actually able to provide for their families, stay home. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going outside. You're not in the streets. You're not running around doing all the hibbity hooplas. You're actually there taking care of the kid. You're playing that dad role and you're providing for your family. But yet you're still getting treated as if you're one of those other people who is doing the bare minimum. And that's when I realized that men don't really get a lot of credit for being selfless. And those type of men, not all, but those type of men, the real good guy that quote unquote finishes last. Why does he finish last? Because he's the only one pouring into stuff and nothing is ever pouring into him.
Oh, not using my words. Okay.
I
see.
I didn't know if you said
That's
that.
a very
I definitely said that.
Him say it.
That's a very touchy topic because there are good men that I know in my own personal experience who feel like they're not appreciated enough in relationships. And as fathers, how common do you think that is, though?
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. I think at this point, it's so common. Like, you know what? I feel like in the next 10 years, we're going to really learn. When I say we as a society and civilization is going to really learn what men really go through. And I'm seeing it happen more and more and more. We've always been told we have to suppress ourselves. We have to suppress our feelings. We got to get the job done, even at our own detriment, even at our own self expense in terms of mental health. And now that we're speaking up on it, you know, first of all, we speak on it and it's already getting shunned upon. You know, or you're weak. You know, and men do it to other men. You're weak. You know what I mean? Women do it to men too. You're weak. And the only way that I feel that people want to see men be vulnerable, women specifically want to see men be vulnerable for them to receive it, is for us to really hit a breaking point. We're being vulnerable and we're telling you that we're going through whatever we're going through 9 times before that 10th time happened and you see that man break down and cry. We done told you. You just didn't want to receive it in that way. The only way that y'all received it was in the way when you saw him tear up because you never seen him tear up. So now is when you take it as a serious thing. But if he said, yo, listen, I'm going through a lot right now. I just need space. He's being vulnerable. But then you keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. Now this man is crying and he's saying, I don't know what to do. I can't handle it.
Do you
know what I'm
think, in saying that, do you think that men are communicative enough to actually express that? Because we always hear that men hold things in. Even you say this. Men hold things in. Men hold things in. So are they holding things in?
Your problems start to pour out like toxicity to other relationship because you're not then being vocal and getting whatever you have off your chest. That's different.
But they're not describing what is leading them to say, hey, I need space. That's the issue.
No, but that's the difference. It's not the same thing. What I'm saying is if I say I need space and now you're trying to pull it out of me or you grant me the space, right? In this one, if you grant me the space and now I'm getting space and I'm still acting toxic as hell to everybody, I'm ruining the atmosphere and the peace at the home. I don't condone that. Those are people who have problems actually speaking. Now, when I'm saying to somebody like myself, when I'm like, yo, I need space right now, that means whatever. It could be a day or two. And I'm like, hey, listen, I'm feeling a lot better. Okay, cool. What was going on? All right, cool. So let me tell you what happened. Boom. That's how I operate. That's how relationships that I've been in and the woman has operated, especially when we're taking on a lot. Like this is a point in time where women are working as much as men and trying to do the same thing. So when you're in college or maybe you're in grad school and you have all of this going on, plus you're at work, plus you're trying to balance a relationship, plus you're trying to work out and keep your own, physicals attractive, it's a lot of pressure on a day-to-day person. And sometimes we just need to be able to decompress and need a break.
And I absolutely agree. I talked about that last week. Like, I like to be by myself a lot of times, and all I'm saying is that if my husband says, Erin, I need space, okay, cool. I ain't gonna say shit.